Howdy. You know, before I come on a live stream, I always make sure I smell fresh. And I'm busy, smelling the perfume that I'm wearing. And as I was trying to set up the camera, I said, see face, glowing. Fianchitila baya we fikulu tetin dondolo. Fiafula tetin dondolole. Tetin dondolole. Fianchitila baya we fikulu tetin dondolole. Look here. Even if I was not Lilian Mutambo, I would have been admiring Lilian Mutambo. Hey! Hey! As a chairman of elections, I'm here to speak about matters happening in Zambia. As other people drop out and give up, this is Team No Give Up. We are here to stay till Brian Mundubile ascends to the throne. It is his time to be the president of Zambia. As you're aware, guys, yesterday we had a brief live chat when I was working. Today I'm knackered, I'm tired, I'm flabbergasted. I've told my brothers today I'm working, I'm not working, I'm not coming. I was on my feet the whole day. I said, no, I'm going to spend time at home with the family. And, as a person who has a duty to speak to the Zambian people, I have to come and speak to you and tell my family briefly, let me just speak to the Zambian people, Zambians, when I see a Bemba commenting rubbish, I feel sorry for you. I've blocked you. Mulenga Kabwe, I've blocked you. I have to come here to speak to you, Zambians. It's very, very important that we speak. But you can see how I'm glowing. That you, mwana wakwalesa, ala glowing any season, anytime. As you're aware, guys, yesterday we had shared that, previous night, Linda Kasonde managed to file in a petition. And the petition went through, obviously via email to the Chief Justice, Malila, who received the email, and there's been an acknowledgement letter. Yes, flabbergasted. People know that I like to use the word flabbergasted, dumbfounded. I don't even know what to say when things are just all over the place. So when we received notification yesterday, of course, that's good news that he has acknowledged. And he said, exceptionally, type exceptionally. At this moment, I will accept and submit it to the Concord. And then we saw a letter from, yes, HH is behind. There's a video I need to share. There's a reason why it's there. I've set it up for you guys to watch. So please don't worry. He's behind me for a reason. So when we now shared the letter of the Chief Justice, then Patrick Kangwa allegedly issued a letter. It was on the Ministry of Information page, but then it was later deleted. But of course, praise singers who are very literate and dull continued sharing the letter, trying to intimidate people to say the inauguration is going ahead. And then there's another letter that has been issued, which claims was issued by Nalishewo, but that's a forged letter. It's actually a forged letter, which was never ever shared by Nalishewo. Now, for me, I get to wonder when you have people who, champion lawlessness and make it look like it is normal and acceptable for Hakainde HICHILEMA to do what he did during this election. If Hakainde HICHILEMA allowed the counting to go on, and there was no interference, and then there were no soldiers and army people deployed, and then they pronounced those figures, maybe there would have been an acceptance. But of course, we know that the figures were exaggerated. And that's why even the EU has raised concerns. SADC has raised concerns. And the concerns are very valid. There's been so many irregularities. Now, Linda Kasonde initially had withdrawn to say she's not going to submit the petition. And many of you don't understand why you have seen Hakainde Hichilema panicking and trying to search Brian Mundubile's house. And in the end, we lost the life of Mutoto Kafaya. After they were picked up from his property, what you would expect is people would leave, since they've done a very bad job of murdering, okay, Mutoto Kafaya. They've gone back to the house searching. There's only one thing they're looking for, and they'll never find it. And that is enough evidence to show that Hakainde Hichilema rigged elections. When our incoming president, the winning president, Brian Mundubile, shared that, the results are showing that we are winning this election based on the PVT, Hakainde Hichilema got angry. He also had the same PVT, and he decided to unleash his soldiers on Brian Mundubile. What was he looking for in Brian Mundubile's house? He was looking for the PVT and the Gen 20s. And that is why he has arrested every member of Tonse, thinking they are having the Gen 20s in custody, because that's our evidence that the election was rigged. And because he cannot find them anywhere, he's arresting even polling agents, polling monitors, anyone who goes to check up on a George Chisanga or Wachisopa or anyone, you get arrested. Now, I know what's going on, and I can guarantee you that HH will never find those documents. He will never, even if he looks left, right, and center. Now, I just want us to watch this video, and then I'll carry on. It's very important we watch this video, and then I can comment.
If he wants to prove that there's free and fair elections, we let our petition, our matter be heard, the right to be heard. Let it be heard in court. Let him stop influencing these useless adjournments. Then you can talk about the free and fair election. His election is contested. We're in court. And it doesn't matter how long he delays it. His view is that we will give up. We are not giving up on that. Because you'll get used. Next time, he will just steal the votes again, as he did in August 2016. Somebody will petition. Then he will instruct, as he abuses judges, he will instruct the judges to say, sit on the matter. As you know, the court process is here. Once litigants submit their documents in court, the time and process is managed by the court. Then we will just wait and sit for 14 days. The wrong interpretation of 14 days. That is not acceptable. So there is no free and fair elections. Look at the Electoral Commission's conduct. It's a disgraced Electoral Commission. The way Chulo announced the results in Lundas, announced results more than the number of people who voted in Lundas, valid votes cast. The same chairman, and he's still sitting as chairman of the Electoral Commission. He needs to resign. We need a totally independent, new and independent Electoral Commission.
Okay, that was Hakainde Hichilema when he was aggrieved that the elections that took place needed for him to petition. And he was talking about how it was not a free and fair election. We have up to 14 days to, hear if the courts will throw out the case. He was very convinced he had won the elections. And he also talks about how the ECZ is not independent. They are working with Edgar Chagalungu, who was then president. But the very things that he was condemning, he's even worse. One, he shut down the courts. All right, he did not even allow access. Don't look at the way it was on Monday to say, no, that's the final day. Why did they wait? And you are busy mocking to say, why did they wait? First of all, Hakainde Hichilema gave instructions that nobody should receive any petition in the courts of law. That's the instruction he gave. And as you are aware, he made sure that people went on holiday from the 4th of August. From the 4th of August, people on holiday. And even up to now, they're on holiday till, I think, is it the 2nd of September. He deliberately did that so that no petition is submitted. Because he knew he was going to rig the elections anyway. He already had a backup plan. So now, when you look at Hakainde Hichilema complaining like this, and then we have the Zambian people who are well represented by Linda Kasonde, as well as Changala, Brebner Changala. And then you, a Zambian, you are saying, we don't care. Whatever you've done, we don't care. The days are past. We are going ahead with inauguration. Why are you trying to deprive the Zambian people of an opportunity to be heard by the Constitutional Court? And that's what Hakainde Hichilema was crying here. The same person who was crying here is the same person who has closed the courts, who is instigating fear in the Zambian people by deploying police and army officers across Zambia. And then he comes up with allegations against Brian Mundubile to say he's part of the militia. Whilst he's making those allegations about Brian Mundubile being part of the militia, I saw a post today where somebody was asking a question. If Hakainde Hichilema, you failed to find the abductors of Pamela Chisupa and the friends in a small compound in Livala, they were there for months and months and months. What makes you today to say you can discover Medisha in Zambia? So those fibs and lies which are being told by the UPND is trying to brainwash, the Dow followers who think Hakainde Hichilema, everything he says is always right. Hakainde Hichilema came into power through lies. And you see, a liar will never stop lying. You always look for another lie, to cover another lie, to cover another lie. And because he has no means of convincing you, the voters, he has to lie that they were planning to collect power from him using military. Binwa Mpundu's life was a threat. Big threat. So if he makes a statement in his own opinion, it doesn't make him part of a group called militia. Last week, I showed you a video of who militians are. These are army people who train. And when they train to protest, they train for so